Hi guys, it's Serena. Thanks for joining me today on my YouTube channel. Today I am going to bring you a journal flip through. I finally finished drawing on my black paper journal or notebook, kind of spiral notebook here, and I'd like to share it with you. I think you'll like what you see. Okay, now I just picked this up from Hobby Lobby. It's just a black paper journal or black paper notebook, spiral bound. It was way back then, so it was $3.99. The cost has gone up a little bit, but if you can get it at a 40% off or one of those sales that they're having, it's not bad. This is 100-pound paper, so it's not too thin. It's kind of nice. This is a 6x8 size, has 50 sheets. The new one is a little bit different, but let's take a look and see. All right, so page number 1. Who has one of these in their sketchbook? I don't know what it is about page number 1, but I don't think I'm the only one that leaves it blank. I guess I'll go back and do something in that, but I don't quite know what. So leave me a comment below if you're one of those people that does not fill out your first page. All right, so moving along, I just kind of scribbled a whole bunch of things in here. I tried colored pencil, I tried graphite, all kinds of different things. And that's really what a sketchbook is. It's to try different things. Here I did some thumbnails in pastel. This is chalk pastel, so it's kind of very, very messy. I used to do when I had more room, oil paintings, abstract oil paintings, and these are just some thumbnails of some painting ideas that I had. This is a sketch of my cat who passed away a couple years ago. This is the only sketch I got out of her while she was sleeping, because when she got up, she started moving around, and I just find it impossible to draw moving animals. Hopefully we'll get better at it someday, but not there yet. And just some more scribbles with graphite. And then this I used, and for most of these you'll see me using the white pen. This is the, I don't know if this will focus. Will it focus? No, it doesn't want to focus. Okay. This is the Uniball Sino pen in white. They come in different colors. You can get silver and gold, I know, but I got white. Came in like a 3-pack from Amazon. They weren't too expensive when you buy it that way, and they last a long time. But I found them to be interesting to use for this. And I'll just flip through this. I don't have very many comments to make. I tried to date these so I would remember, kind of what I did and how my style may develop. And that's very handy to do if you can remember to do that. But I just sat down like after dinner and scribbled in this just for fun, just to play around. Now I did notice when I was using this particular pen, that it would, not really ghost, but it would make an impression on the opposite side. So I didn't use both sides of the notebook. I suppose you could put in some kind of not an acetate, but a glassine, or like I have here, a piece of wax paper, just cut to size. You could put that, if you put that on each page, you could certainly use both sides and not waste it. So I would highly recommend that now that I know that that's what it does. But let's just go further and see where my brain is kind of picking these things up. I have no idea. If you know, please let me know. This one kind of reminds me of somebody running. They're taking off. They're just running across the page. But I just did a lot of these scribbles just out of my head, and then I played around with leaves and different foliage shapes. You never know what you're going to get out of a sketchbook when you start just freely drawing and scribbling. Even little scribbles will sometimes give you an idea. Like if you do stuff like this, it's just scribbles. While you're talking on the telephone, just scribble. So, you get all kinds of ideas doing this stuff. This was without animals without a reference. I just kind of drew them from memory and stuff, since my animals would not sit still, as I said. And these are all just different ideas for foliage, different textures that I was playing with. And some of these you'll see later on kind of work their way into other paintings. I kind of like this one with the raven that has that very rough, jagged outline. Even the feet are kind of jagged, but that's kind of nice as a texture. This one I was playing with a different medium, and that's something that you can do too. I don't know if you can pick up that shininess, but I got a couple of these from AliExpress back when, before I stopped ordering from them. But this is what I got. It's just different acrylic craft paint, and they came in different colors. There's a lot of them that sell it on that site, but I'm sure you can get it somewhere else too. But these were very, very pigmented and very shiny. I happen to like those. And I got a couple of them, so I will use them, but I just probably won't be getting any more from that source. Then I started getting into gouache and experimenting with that. And this is what your sketchbooks are for. Don't be afraid to try different things. And I think the sky was kind of one of those happy little accidents where I painted the trees and I had the black sky and I knew I wanted to put stars in it because it was a nighttime scene. So I took my toothbrush and some white gouache, not the toothbrush I use. The toothbrush I have set aside just for this, of course. I don't want a lot of comments down there. Anyway, I took the gouache and I splattered it on the sky, and then I painted clouds over top of it. And I think because the stars are peeking through the clouds, it gives that three-dimensional look. If I had spattered it afterward, we would not have that look at all. But this really, especially up there, makes it look three-dimensional. And then, I just played around kind of whimsically. What color can I make the grass? Because I've already used green in the trees and I don't want to use any more green. So I figured use purple, why not? And there's no rule about what you can or can't use. This is for experimentation. That's what it's for. And I just went on to draw a couple of other things. Now this one, I was trying a different pen. This is a painter's pen. This is kind of like a Posca pen. It's got that, that shaker in there. I believe it's acrylic. I got it at Walmart in the craft section. I think it's for fabric, but this is a black one. I haven't opened it yet, but that's what it looks like. And this is the pen itself. I didn't like the fact that it wasn't as opaque as the Sino pen. The Sino is much more opaque. Of course, you get a smaller line with it, smaller width line. This, I just wanted to try a wider width. I could see this on a bigger piece of paper. The scale is not good for this size pen. The Sino is so much better. Now on this, I was just trying my Inktense pencils. I wanted to see what they would do on black paper. Fail. Now, that's what it's for. You want to try it. You want to see if it's going to work before you even spend your time planning out a picture. But it doesn't work, obviously, so I'll move on to something else. Just playing around. I don't know what snowflakes have to do with numbers. I was just goofing around there and trying to come up with something to take up the space, and I put in those snowflakes. Here I'm coming to the end of my kind of ideas for the white pen, and I kind of like that gouache on the other side, so I did this. And I really, really like the way this came out. It's just a playful sketch. I just a quick little sketch. Now this paper is not made for watercolor or for any wet media. It doesn't really take it very well. It does crinkle a little bit. It does curl. But it kind of flattens out when you're done if you don't use too much. I tried to do it as dry as I could, but I got enough of the wetness in there to be able to do like misty clouds, so they weren't very thick and opaque like the rest of the gouache. But that's part of it too, experimenting with your materials. How many ways can you draw foliage for a fern? Sometimes you just kind of, your mind just kind of picks up these things and does these weird things. This, just no reference, just a kind of fun little doodly thing that I did. And oh, another one this way. And again, you know, playing with color. Blue grass, really, but you know, it works. It's different. I have fun doing it, and that's kind of what the point in some of this is having fun as well as warming up and getting ideas and, you know, just trying out your different media. That one, this cat came out kind of angry. I don't know why. He's an angry cat, but he is. Here I was testing my Neocolor 2, and that another fail, which didn't come out the way I thought. I thought I would get some really vibrant colors when I activated it, but no such luck. But at least I know. Little hedgehog. That's a little cute one. Feather, everybody does a feather. You got to do your feather in the black paper. This one, it kind of had, I almost ruined it with the background because the reference I was using had this little background to it, and it almost looked like stars because there were all these dots in it. But if you looked really close, they were kind of like, I don't know, amoebas or something, some animal life, plankton or something. So I kind of had to draw them a little bigger than they were in the reference to make it look like they weren't stars, because that looks a little weird, stars with jellyfish. But it's kind of neat to see that, you know, that black, this is what you use the black for. You know, it's coming through, it's showing through, it's that translucent quality. Now, if I could just figure out how to get the gouache to make a smooth wash without all those lines in it, I would be okay. I'd improve upon it. But that's the point of the journal again. You try something and you say, okay, let me try it a different way. This I kind of like. It's just an arrangement of fall leaves and stuff. But this kind of looks like the ash trees when they turn that funny color. And they almost look like a grayish brown. You almost can see through the leaf. And this paper kind of mimics that. So I kind of like that. This, I don't know, this started out as a moon, but it kind of looks like some kind of horror planet that maybe Tim Burton would use in a movie or something. It's like you can see right through the planet to the darkness beyond. But I kind of like the way it turned out with the little squiggles there too in the texture. It's kind of like a washy texture, like the surface of the planet is not solid. It's just like clouds swirling around as it rotates. This I really loved. This was just playing around with gouache and one size brush, 3 different colors of paint, pink, purple, and blue. And I really like the variation here where I didn't quite mix the pink, and I've got some white and pink, dark pink there, or bright pink, and then translucent in the middle. Look at that. These really remind me of flower petals, and I could see how I could really develop this idea into some florals and make them look really, really nice. With this one, I was using, and I don't know if you can pick up that sheen, I was using my Paul Rubens metallic watercolors, which I got a long time ago. I haven't used them very much, but I thought I would take them out and try them again, play with them a little bit. And I like the way that came out, especially that one. No reference, but I just kind of did that. And this is just floral I did. So just kind of playing around with it again. And last page, this was like an eerie woman walking down the hall with the wind blowing through. I wanted to make the moon coming down, shining through the windows, but I thought I was at the stage of the painting or the kind of drawing here where I said, you know what, leave well enough alone because you're not using a reference. You don't really see how it's going to wind up. You don't quite know how your gouache is going to land on the page. If you make it thicker, it might not have that translucent kind of quality, so leave it as it is, and this way I have a reference that I can use to play with later if I want to develop that idea. But there's my sketchbook, and I thought you would enjoy looking through it. Now, I enjoyed using it in this way. Black and white is kind of something different. It's out of my comfort zone or my normal painting where I'm painting black on white. So I really enjoyed using it. I got myself another one, also from Hobby Lobby. The other one was $3.99. This one's $6.99. It went up in price over the years, and I do say it's been a number of years since I bought that other one. However, that one was 50 sheets. This is 70 sheets. So, you know, it's a little bit more sheets for the money. And the thickness is about the same. It feels the same. Feels like the same kind of paper. It's kind of smooth. But I don't know if I like the rings so much. The ring binding on the old one was kind of nice because it didn't take up a lot of space. This one is quite clunky, but I suppose they couldn't fit 70 pages in this small ring. So that's all right. You know, things change. It's the contents that you really want to worry about. And this one seems a little narrower. It's the same length, but you see it's a little narrower. There's a little bit, maybe not even a third of an inch, maybe a half inch more in the old one. I don't know if it says, yes, they're different sizes. It doesn't really matter at this point. This is a 6x8. This is 5.5 by 8. So it's a half inch shorter. It's no big deal. I'd encourage you all to try it. You might really like using this. Pick up some kind of gel pen or something like a Sino. Gouache works great, as you've seen. Metallics work fantastic on this. So, you know, experiment a little. Try something different. And it really didn't cost that much. You know, you've got a lot of pages in this. You can make a lot of artwork, do a lot of fun things. So try it. Well, I hope you liked this flip through. I hope you liked getting a chance to finally see some of my artwork or some of my doodles. I'm always doing unboxings and reviews and so forth. So you finally got to see my artwork, which I'm glad for. And this is only a handful of it, but I hope to bring you some more when I have some areas to paint where I'll have like a table to spread out. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Please make sure you subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. If you are, I thank you so much. Leave me a comment, tell me what you liked, and hit the like button. Don't forget that too, and I will see you next time.